What is up? What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Hope you all are doing fantastic. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. It is a great day to be alive, a great day to talk about some sports, a great day to talk about some women's basketball. And Mr. President has made his appearance early, so we know it is going to be a very, very good stream. All right. So, guys, we're going to start off talking about Team USA's win versus Belgium. Earlier today, we saw Team USA take on Belgium in a game that kind of felt like a home game for Belgium because Belgium is not that far. It's only a couple of miles from France. And it felt like a home game. Like the crowd was ready to cheer on Belgium, and they were loud, they were there, and we was about to we was possibly about to see Belgium take down Team USA. However, Team USA did get it together and did ultimately end up winning this game. Now I want to talk through this game with you all. I want to talk through this game because I thought that there were some particular moments in this game that I was like, ooh, that's going to be huge for the future for Team USA and also for Team Belgium as well. Because while Team Belgium lost today's game, I thought they played exceptionally well. I thought they played really, really well in this game and really did have a good chance of winning it. However, it's just that, the post play was a little bit too much. The post play was a little bit too much for Team Belgium, but yeah, we about to talk about it now. We about to talk about it. Okay, so the game starts. Actually, before the game starts, the crowd is there early for this game. I believe they said an hour before the game started, the crowd was in the building. Belgium contingent up the wazoo, mainly because, again, Belgium is very, very close to France. Very, very close. And they came to France to cheer on their team, and they were sort of the X factor in today's game. I thought that they really did help to sort of elevate Belgium's play. Them having their fans in the building, so that was like a huge deal because it felt like a home game for Belgium. All right, it felt like a home game, and not only did Team USA have to go against Belgium, the team, the 5 players on the court at one time, you also had to deal with the crazy fans that were in attendance. Yes, FM. A thing to note is that, Belgium is only 6 miles away from where they played. Yes. So it's very, very close for fans to get there. And I thought it was pretty awesome. I thought it was pretty awesome to see them come on over and hang out and cheer on their squad. Now, going into this game, I was curious to see if we were going to see any changes to the starting lineup. We did not see any changes for Team USA. Ultimately, it's the same starting lineup that we saw in the first game versus Japan. We saw Chelsea Gray at the 1, Diana at the 2, Nafisa Collier at the 3, Brianna Stewart at the 4, and we saw Asia Wilson at the 5. All right, so that was the starting lineup for Team USA. And when the game first started, it was sort of like a back and forth thing. Belgium was going after Team USA. It wasn't like a thing where we saw Team USA come off to a big start. It was like a back and forth type of deal where Belgium, they wasn't laying down. Yes, Asia would score, Stewie would score, Nafisa Collier would score. It was a lot of actually Stewie scoring, especially in that first quarter. And for Belgium, Emma Mieseman was scoring. Becky Massey was scoring. Julie Van Loo, who they kept calling, I believe it sounded like they kept calling her Julie Van Low or something like that. Supposedly that's how they say her name in Europe. And I was kind of like, at first I was kind of confused because I was like, why why are you calling her Van Lowe? Who's Van Lowe? But it turns out that I guess it is Julie Van Lowe. But for some reason, for years we've been for this entire season we've been calling her Julie Van Loo, and ever since I've known her as a player, it's always been Julie Van Loo. But I guess today is Julie Van Lowe. I'm gonna say Julie Van Loo because that's just what I'm gonna defer to. That's the what I've been calling her this whole time. That's what a lot of people have been calling her this whole time. So we're saying Julie Van Loo, okay? All right, Julie Van Loo was hitting shots. Belgium, they hit several three-pointers in that first quarter. I believe in that first half, there was like 8 quick points had by Julie Van Loo. It was like she had a long jumper, and then she hit 2 sort of back-to-back 3-point shots, and they had the momentum. This Belgium team had the momentum, and then there was a change. All right, so we had this starting lineup for Team USA out there, and we ultimately did end up seeing Brittany Griner come into the game. We saw Kelsey Plum come into the game for Chelsea Gray. And then with about 2 minutes left or so, in the first quarter, we saw what I thought was the thing that sort of turned the tide for Team USA. We saw them take out, they took out Kelsey Plum, brought in Jewel Lloyd. They brought in Sabrina Ionescu. They brought in, and Asia Wilson was in. Alyssa Thomas was in. And that was the difference, guys. There was a period in this game where it was Sabrina Ionescu running the point, Jewel Lloyd at the 2, Alyssa Thomas at the 3, and Asia Wilson was in the game, and Brittany Griner. To me, I thought that was a huge thing for Team USA because, y'all, Alyssa Thomas, she was absolutely fantastic in this game. I think I have a photo of her. Alyssa Thomas changed the tide of this game. She changed the tide. She came into the game. The reason why this game was even tied up at the end of the first quarter. The reason why it felt like Team USA was on the back foot was because they were not playing physical basketball. They weren't. This is a issue with Team USA. They play soft. They're used to the WNBA where they call everything, so it's not crazy physical. Napheesa Collier was not very physical. They needed to really attack on the defensive end and really get after those Belgium girls, and they weren't doing it. They weren't doing it in that first quarter until Alyssa Thomas came in the game. When Alyssa Thomas came in the game, guys, it was over. It was absolutely over because Alyssa Thomas, say what y'all want about her. Y'all could say she's boring. Y'all could say she's dirty. Y'all could say whatever y'all want about Alyssa Thomas. But Alyssa Thomas changed today's game. She changed it. Team USA was struggling big time. Alyssa Thomas comes in. What does she do? Play physical defense. What also does she do? She facilitates. There were times where she was, she plays the point forward for the Connecticut Sun, and she was doing that today. Kind of running the offense of sorts for Team USA, finding players, grabbing boards. It felt like Alyssa Thomas was everywhere. It felt like she was everywhere on the court in that first half. And I felt like when we saw Alyssa Thomas come in, do her thing, we felt a shift. It felt like a shift for Team USA because then it started to not just be Alyssa Thomas who was physical. It wasn't just Alyssa Thomas. Sabrina Ionescu was a bit physical on defense, right? We started seeing, Jewel Lloyd physical on defense. When Nafisa Collier came back in that second half, she was more physical on defense. It felt like Alyssa Thomas really did change things for Team USA. And when you're talking about international play, physicality is all it's about. That is all it's about, is physicality. Because they're not going to call a lot of stuff. They're not. If you hit someone's wrist, for the most part, they're not going to call it unless you really slapped their wrist, right? They're not calling small stuff. And the name of the game is to be tough, to have a motor. And Alyssa Thomas came in and she did exactly that, guys. She came in, rebounded, had 6 rebounds, ultimately did finish with 8 points. Guys, there was a time in that first half where Alyssa Thomas, she was getting after it so much, she got 4 fouls called against Belgium. I feel like if we were looking at fouls drawn, Alyssa Thomas did a fantastic job of it. Absolute fantastic job of drawing fouls. I think the only player who drew more fouls than Alyssa Thomas was Brianna Stewart in today's game. And I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. So to me, Alyssa Thomas, yes, she does not score the most points, right? She doesn't even play the most minutes. But to me, she was the X factor in this game. All right? Alyssa Thomas is the reason why Team USA wins. Absolutely. Absolutely. Asia Wilson, Stewie did their thing. I'm going to talk about them specifically in just a moment because they flat out balled. However, Alyssa Thomas, it wasn't just the scoring. It wasn't just the scoring. It wasn't just the fact that she had 4 assists. It wasn't just the fact that she was drawing fouls. It wasn't just the fact that she was sort of everywhere on the court. It's the fact that she really did shift the atmosphere. She shifted things for Team USA when she came in the game. She absolutely shifted things. And when we talk about Team USA, we talk about what they have to offer. This is a good squad. However, sometimes they play a little lackadaisical. Sometimes they don't play up to their level. Sometimes they play soft, very soft. And they did play soft until Alyssa Thomas got in the game. And then there was a shift from everybody on the court. Everybody on the court shifted after Alyssa Thomas came in. All right? And you can tell that because even when, one thing I will say that is a big criticism about the coaching for today's game. The fact that Alyssa Thomas came in at the end of the first quarter, completely changed everything. Completely. The way that she was playing in the end of that first quarter, that second quarter, this was Alyssa Thomas's team. If all you did for Team USA was watch that stretch of 10 minutes from the end of the first to the end of the second quarter. If you just watch that chunk, you would swear that Alyssa Thomas is the most important player on this team. If you watch that stretch, because you saw how impactful she was. And then after halftime, where was she? Where was she? I mean, she barely played in that second half. It was sort of like, Alyssa, come in, save the day for us. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, ride the bench now. Thank you. Ride the bench. Yeah. We good, Alyssa. You saved our behinds, but we appreciate you. Thank you. Go hide over there. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like. I'm like, how in the world this girl give you everything. Everything. Completely shifted it. Completely. And then she just sits for basically the entire second half. I think it's messed up. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. We played our best basketball, guys. We played our best basketball. I would say for sure in that second quarter, or we played our best defensive and offensive basketball in that second quarter. All right, and if you're curious as to who we had on the floor when that stuff was happening, well, we had Sabrina Ionescu, Jewel Lloyd, Alyssa Thomas, Asia Wilson, and I believe it was Stewie that we had. Well, at first we had Brittany Griner, and then we had Stewie. And to me, I thought that, in my opinion, guys, and y'all can say what y'all want in the comments, in my opinion, that should be the starting lineup. In my opinion. Because look at what they did when they was in. Look at the offense and defense that they had. All right? Look at what they were able to do in terms of providing defensive pressure, ensuring that Belgium went on a big scoring slump in that second quarter. The reason why? Because of defense. They scored 15 points in that second quarter. And Team USA was scoring a lot. And then you ride Alyssa Thomas on the bench for the second half. Makes no sense to me. I thought Sabrina Ionescu was fantastic as point today. Yes, she did make some mistakes. She did make some mistakes. Absolutely. However, her positives way outweighed her negatives today. And I think in general, it usually does. So I am of the mind, and this will not change. These players, we will not see Alyssa Thomas start for Team USA. We will not see, Sabrina Ionescu starting for Team USA. And Jewel Lloyd. We won't see it. However, that's the best team. When you are looking at the most productive players, I don't know how this. I don't know how you see that with this starting lineup. It doesn't work. It works. It works, but it's not optimal. All right, it's not optimal. Because we look at the first quarter before the substitutions come in. All right. We look at the third quarter when Team USA went on a gigantic slump. Why, you may ask? Because you put the starters back in the game. Guys, the starters, you put the starters back in the game who was struggling big time. And when I say the starters, I'm not talking about Asia or Stewie. I'm not talking about them. Okay? I'm talking about everybody else. Everybody else. You bring the starters back in that third quarter. What happens? Sure, your defensive intensity is up because Asia kind of started that in the third, or not Asia. AT started that in the minutes that she was in that first half. So sure, you have the defensive intensity up. However, you couldn't score. You couldn't make stuff happen. And there is just an issue with that starting lineup. I don't get it. I don't. I really do not understand it. and guys in general. Like, I think that we need to change. We absolutely need a change. And guys, when I talked about on what was that Sunday? On Sunday, I did a live stream. And I said I was talking about the keys to victory for Team USA. All right. And one of those keys to victory was that I said Alyssa Thomas is going to be your X factor. You know, I talked about how coaching rotations and making changes on the fly was going to be paramount for Cheryl Reeve. She did it in that first quarter. She saw that we was struggling big time. She brought Sabrina in. She brought AT in. She brought Jewel Lloyd in. You see a change. And all of a sudden in the third quarter, let's go back to our starters. They the ones who got us in this mess. What you doing, Cheryl? What you doing? Like, it was wild to me. Absolutely wild to me that you decide to go back to your starters. Again, I'm not talking about Asia, and I am not talking about Breanna Stewart. I'm not. Because those two players are fantastic. We're going to get into them more in a second, but I am just saying that Team USA, sure, won this game, but we need to see more changes for the rotations. We need to see rotation changes. Like, it is insane to me that, you know, darn near one of the players of the game, not in terms of points, but in terms of impact, played only 16 minutes in this game. The fact that you had Kalia Copper with the DNP, it made no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't. Sabrina Ionescu needs to be our starting point guard. She needs to be. Okay? Nafisa Collier needs to come off the bench. Okay? Alyssa Thomas needs to be starting. Dinah Taurasi needs to come off the bench. Guys, we need to see some changes for Team USA. We need a different starting lineup. We need it. All right? In my opinion, this should be the starting lineup. Asia at the 5, Breanna Stewart at the 4, Alyssa Thomas at the 3, either a Jewel Lloyd or maybe a Jackie Young or so at the 2, and Sabrina Ionescu at the 1. That needs to happen. That needs to happen. Chelsea Gray is fantastic. However, Sabrina, I've been saying this, guys. I've been saying this before they even started playing games, playing in the Olympics so far. Before we even saw the Japan game. All right, I've been saying that Sabrina Ionescu needs to have significant minutes at the point. Sabrina Ionescu is not a normal point guard. She's not. She's not a true point guard. However, she is a good point guard for Team USA. She is. And it just looks better. Like, the team flows. She gets people involved. Today, I felt like she was passing way too much. I think Sabrina should have shot more. Absolutely should have shot more in this game. But to me, Sabrina Ionescu is your starting point guard. She is. Whether or not Team USA wants to realize it or not, Chelsea Gray is great. However, Chelsea Gray shouldn't be starting. Dinah Taurasi is great. Dinah Taurasi should not be starting. Nafisa Collier, I get it. That's your player with the links. I get it. However, Nafisa Collier is way too soft to be starting off for Team USA. Way too soft. In the WNBA, she is fine. But this is international basketball. It's way more physical. All right? And yes, she got it together in that second half. It felt like she was on the bench and she was looking at what AT was doing. So when she came in the game in that second half, I thought Napheesa Collier played a whole lot better. However, I think you want to set the tone early for a team. So we need to see changes to the starting lineup. Will we see changes? No, we will not. I have zero confidence that we will see changes. We will see the same exact lineup against Germany. Same exact lineup. And guys, this Germany team is not the same Germany team that we saw in that exhibition game. It's not the same Germany team. All right? You better watch out for Germany. Because Satu Sabli is killing. Absolutely killing right now. And Team USA, y'all gonna wind up laying an egg. Y'all gonna wind up laying an egg with this lineup. I'm just saying. You looked fantastic against Japan. You looked absolutely fantastic. But Belgium was way more aggressive than Japan in terms of the physicality. Way more. And what'd you do? You did nothing besides Stewie carrying the game until Alyssa Thomas came in, changed stuff up, brought the intensity, brought the momentum for Team USA, and then Asia and Stewie was able to close it out from there. All right, that's my thoughts. That's my little rant about some issues that Team USA has that it is very easy to solve. Very easy. Just look at the most productive players on the court. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Okay? That's it. That's it, guys. And if you don't believe me, if watching the game didn't make you a believer that they need to change the starting lineup, they need to change the rotation that they play. Look at this. All right. Efficiency, plus minus. I know it doesn't mean a ton. However, it does give you more insight. Plus minus. The best plus minus, Asia Wilson, 17, plus 17. Alyssa Thomas, plus 16. Oh, we got some super chats. Let's get to these super chats real quick, and we're going to get back to it. Sorry for this rant, guys. I do apologize. But I'm going to get to all y'all comments in just a moment. But first, the super chats. Thank you so much, Banji Baby, for the super chat. Says, hey, Quita, how's it going, chat? Team USA. Yes, Team USA did get the win. And we were 1 of 1 of the day for 3x3. So I guess some positives. I guess LeBron was in the house for the last game. And maybe it was the LeBron effect that got us to win that 3x3 game. I don't know. But we're going to talk about that later, though. We're going to talk about that later. Mitchell, thank you so much for the super chat. It is, or super sticker. It's a pear character holding his belly laughing out loud. Well, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Guys, super chats, super stickers goes a whole long way on this channel. And so I really do appreciate all the support that you all give to me every single day. That could be a like, that could be a subscribe, that could be a super sticker, whatever it is. I appreciate it. I thank you so much for it. But guys, I do want to share my screen because there's something in particular that I want to show you. Because when we talk about, I just want to continue to solidify my point that this is not working for Team USA. This is not working. Sure, you got the win and with a significant margin, and so it can make you think, oh, we're fine. We're not fine. Okay? We are not fine. We are not fine. Sure, we got the win. However, you have to play better. All right? And we have the ability to play better. Because when we play better, who do we have in the lineup? Who do we have? Let's take a look. All right, so guys, here is the plus minus. Here's the plus minus for today's game. So let's look at it. All right. Best plus minus on the team. Who? A'ja Wilson. Of course. Asia's fantastic. All right. Second. Who? Alyssa Thomas. Of course. Because she changed the dynamic for this team. Got us back in the right momentum. Who's right after that? Jewell Loyd. I know that Jewell Loyd did not score a lot of points. However, it was something special when she was on the court. It wasn't just the it's not just all about scoring, guys. It's not. Sure, she had 8 points in this game, 3 assists, but it's about spacing. It's about just offensive and defensive intensity that sort of opens up stuff for other people. Who's after that? Sabrina Ionescu, plus minus of plus 10. She, I thought, yes, made some mistakes, absolutely. However, overall, she was a really good point guard for us. Really good point guard for us. And then, of course, we cannot forget about the Breanna Stewart. Y'all, Breanna Stewart was absolutely fantastic today. Like, I really did enjoy watching Breanna Stewart. She was able to figure out what it takes to get the refs to call a foul. She drew 8 fouls today. All right? 8 fouls she drew. That is very, very fantastic. That is very, very fantastic. She had a plus minus of plus 7. All right, guys. So I just wanted to just show you another way. So if watching it, or maybe you didn't get a chance to watch it, and if my sort of explaining sort of how the dynamics worked about some of these players being on the court at the same time, if that didn't help to explain it a little bit more, look at the plus minus. All right. Chelsea Gray had a 1. Nafisa Collier had a -3. Diana Taurasi had a -4. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? What are we doing? Changes need to be made. Come on. Changes need to be made. Gary, thank you so much for the super chat. Says supporting the channel. I appreciate you, Gary. I appreciate you. Banji Baby says Stewie went full stores Connecticut. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. I thought Breanna Stewart was absolutely fantastic. All right, absolutely fantastic. I'm just saying, guys. I am just saying. So yeah, guys, what do y'all think about my take on this? I am very, very curious to hear what you all have to say about my particular take on how this game went. Yes, Team USA got the win, and I'm going to talk about Belgium in more in a sec, but yes, Team USA got the win. However, to me, I think there were severe issues. I think there are severe issues that need to be worked out, or else Team USA will get got. Will get got. I says Quita call Mama and put her on speakerphone. No, Mama's at the gym right now. She's working out, so no. And also, she didn't get a chance to watch the game, so cause guys, she works. I do too, but right after the game and whatnot, I can go and watch it, and then do my stream and whatnot. So yeah, she has a real life to take care of, and I don't. That's why that's why I'm here. All right, let's see what y'all have to say. Rocket Knight says Stewie is always good. Yeah, I mean, not always, but yeah, a lot of times she's really good. Absolutely, she is the defending MVP, and that is for a reason, of course. Lindy says I agree with you about the game. All right, Atomic Punk says you're taking spot on. Guy says Gray is still the best ball handler. Sure, however, she's not necessarily helping Team USA right now. So does it matter who your best ball handler is if your team is not productive when they're on the court? Today we were not productive when Chelsea Gray was in. We weren't. The stats say it. Our eyeballs while watching the game showed it. So absolutely, yes. Chelsea Gray is still the best ball handler on the team. However, we weren't successful when she was in. So to me, it doesn't matter who the best ball handler is. It's who can play the role, and still have the team be effective. That's Sabrina Ionescu. That's Sabrina Ionescu. I'm just saying. That's Sabrina. That is Sabrina. Favor says, I think it was a physical game and you need people who can take the bump. Yeah. Who can take getting knocked around without complaining and saying that's a foul and all this other stuff, and you need people who gonna give it to the other team. And that's what Alyssa Thomas did. Marcus says, Collier just came back from injury. Reeves saving her for the rest of the Lynx season. Well, if she's saving her, why is Nafisa starting then? If Nafisa is not back, is still dealing with the injury or whatever, why is she playing 23 minutes? I don't actually believe it's an injury issue. I don't. I actually don't believe it's an injury issue at all. I think Nafisa is just not, I think she's just not fully comfortable with a very physical game of international play. I don't think Nafisa's hurt. I don't. I think Nafisa's fine. I think Nafisa's fine. It's because in the second half, Nafisa played much better because she was like, you know what, I'm going to be physical. Why wasn't she that at the start of the game? I don't know. But in the second half, at least she got more physical. So she can do it. It's just that she doesn't seem comfortable right off the bat to start the game physically. She doesn't feel comfortable banging with them. I don't know why, but yeah. Yuzora says, I think you're spot on, Quita. I agree. There are some concerns. Timothy says Team USA needed a tough game. Yeah, and I think that's what this game was. I think this game was a tough game for them. Lindy says committee choose who they wanted, period. Now these players better bring home the gold. And I think they will. And guys, I don't want you all, I am very critical about Team USA because I think in this case, because I feel like there is a lot more that they could have done today. All right. There's changes that I think they need to make. Because while I do think that Team USA is going to bring home the gold for women's basketball, I also think that if they're not careful, they're going to get got. All right. Absolutely. This team should take home the gold. However, when you are putting out a starting lineup that leaves you in the negative every single time, eventually someone's going to get you. Eventually. Maybe it may not be this year. Maybe it may not be this year. Maybe we'll win the Olympics, which we should. We absolutely should. We should win the gold. Guys, also, if you guys give me a helping hand by hitting that like button, also subscribe to the channel. That would be really, really awesome. We have 222 people in the chat right now, and we only got 120 likes. If we can get that up to 220, that would be absolutely fantastic. Please hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. I see a lot more in Team USA. A lot more that we could do. And we're not playing up to our potential. We're not. And I think that Cheryl Reeve has to make some changes. She has to. I don't think she will, but she needs to. She absolutely needs to. Rocket Knight says, I don't see USA losing to anyone. They just have to let every player play because this is every 4 years. I don't think they have to let every player play. I am personally not of that belief that every player who's on the court, who's on the team should play. I don't believe that. I don't. I personally would have been cool if some of these players that played today did not play. I'm not cool with Kalia Copper not playing because Kalia Copper, you need defense, you need physicality, you need someone who could take a lot of bumps and still get back out there. It's Kalia Copper. It's Kalia Copper. So the fact that Kalia Copper didn't get in the game, to me, I have an issue with that. If Kelsey Plum didn't play today, I wouldn't think that's a big deal. If Diana Taurasi didn't play today, I wouldn't think that's a big deal. If Chelsea Gray didn't start and barely played, I mean, she only played 9 minutes ultimately, but if she had a DNP, it wouldn't have been a big deal at all. But when you're talking about a player like a Kalia Copper not playing at all, it's a problem, in my opinion, for Team USA. When you needed more defense, when you needed physicality, I mean that's the player right there. When you talk about defense, physicality, offensive, just sort of getting to the basket and making stuff happen, I'm thinking, of course, Asia and Stewie, of course, those are givens. But I'm also thinking AT. I'm thinking about Jackie Young, and I'm thinking about Kalia Copper. And so yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing. That's what I got to say. But again, tell me if I'm wrong, how I'm wrong, or what you think about that in the comments. Would love to hear your thoughts. All right, let's continue on to more comments. Brittany says, yeah, I agree with you. I wish there was a new starting lineup. They had me nervous the first half of the game. Yeah. In that first quarter, I was like, what in the world? Come on now. Belgium's a good team. Absolutely. This is not me saying that Team USA should have steamrolled Belgium. That's not what I'm saying. Belgium is a fantastic team. Absolutely fantastic. And I thought Emma Miesemann played a really, really, really good game. All right. Emma Miesemann ultimately finished the game with 24 points for Team Belgium. She really was the threat sort of all throughout the team. She was, at one point, it felt like it was like her and Julie Van Loo, who was kind of doing everything for this team. Just doing a little bit of everything for this team. But ultimately, they got some good players. They got some really, really good players. And it kind of sucks that Linskens, guys, I actually really, really like Linskens. She was the center for Team Belgium. I actually really, really liked her. I think that she has some potential to be a really, really great player. She has like the makings of being a really good player. I thought she played fine today. But yeah. So, and what is her name? Antonia, the guard for Team Belgium. I thought she was really good as well. She was smoking those threes. She was smoking those threes, and it was really fun to see. It really was. We saw Julie Van Loo and Antonia hitting those 3-point shots for Team Belgium. They were making it happen, trying to. Though ultimately, they don't shoot that efficiently from the 3-point land. All right, let's see what else y'all have to say. Favor says, it was like AT coded the game. Jackie on the floor changed defensive pressure as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bobby says, it's fun watching the light bulb going off in Quita's brain. However, given the limited options to make change, what options do they have? They'll probably still win the gold, but no guarantees. I mean, the option that they have is in my opinion, do the suggestion I made for your starting lineup. Sabrina, Jewel, AT, Stewie, Asia. First player off the bench needs to be Kalia Copper. Second person, Jackie Young. If you need a post player, Brittany Griner and Nafisa Collier and just sort of swap in like that. That's what you need to do. To me, that's what Team USA needs to do. We have what we need, and it's just fine. We have the pieces. It's just that you don't want to put, coaches don't want to put them in at certain moments. That's what it is. That's what it is. Con Lenny says Team USA needs a reality check. Belgium played well, especially Julie Van Loo and or Von Lowe, which is what they were saying in the broadcast. Absolutely. Yeah, we needed this. We needed this wake-up check. Hopefully the coaches will make a change. I doubt it, but hopefully they do. What's up, Jay? Y'all, please do me a favor. I don't know if you're still on here, Jay. But please do me a favor and follow, subscribe to Jay Jordan TV. Guys, Jay has been live for these. He's been doing live play-by-play commentary for these games. He did it for the first game against Japan. He did it today against Belgium. So guys, I had to work, so I couldn't do it. But guys, Jordan is out in these streets, on these YouTube streets, going live, giving y'all good commentary. So y'all go over to his channel, subscribe to it, like it, tell him that I sent you over there, because he be doing some good stuff. So salute to you, Jordan. Hope you are doing well. But actually, it says, look, yeah, I am feeling better. Yeah. Says that closing lineup might be the one. Yeah. CF20 says, totally agree. Couldn't believe the starting five began the second half. Yeah. And it was a dud. The third quarter was a dud for Team USA. All right. It was a dud. Jay Wash says, I agree with the analysis. They must be better with taking care of the ball. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Terry says, I got it wrong. Why is Phoenix shooting guard not playing? Shooting guard. I mean, Diana Taurasi is Phoenix's shooting guard, but do you mean Clea Copper? She's their small forward. She didn't play. I don't know. I don't understand why she didn't play. I don't understand it. Carmela says they need to pivot the starting lineup for sure. Facts, Carmela. Facts. Straight up facts. Lindy says Van Loo wanted to pick up the pace. Belgium did okay with that, but lost steam in the second half. Yeah, they lost steam. Yep. They for sure lost steam. Lil says USA gonna get everybody best game. They have a motivation to beat the defending champs. Of course, yeah. And they should. They absolutely should. Yeah. They absolutely should. Jason says Quita gatekeeping players. I don't know what that means. I mean, because gatekeeping usually means like excluding. Is that what is? I don't understand. Are you saying I'm excluding? I don't get it. Guys, help me out. Help me out. Help me out. Help me out, Jason. I don't know. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Mello says Jackie Young plays good defense too. It didn't seem like she got a lot of minutes. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah, Jackie Young should be having more minutes. Absolutely. Anna, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much, Anna. Anna says DT is one of my GOATs, but she shouldn't be playing. Yeah. After this game, she definitely shouldn't be starting no more. But let's just change strategy. And that is absolutely okay. That is absolutely okay. Yes, Neek, absolutely agree. I agree with you. Yeah. KFC and Jackie need more minutes. Yep. Zola says, I want all the players to play so when they get back to teams, they will be tired so this guy can beat them. So selfish motivations for who you want to get playing time. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Hilarious. Lil says, "How you not playing Copper just like the men wasn't playing Tatum?" Yeah. They but after that game, what's his name? The Steve Kerr. He was like, yeah, it was a mistake not playing Jason Tatum. I don't think there was ever a response. I don't think they asked Cheryl Reeve about not playing Copper. At least I haven't heard it if they did. Kara, thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that so much. Oh, it looks like you're from Canada. All right. Shout out to the Canadians. Kara says, or Kara. Which one? Let me know. Says, thank you for all that you do. Love your videos. Well, thank you. I appreciate you rocking with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much for rocking with me. Bobby says, if you put this team against a team of Asia, Stewie, Sabrina, and a bunch of young fast players like Caitlin Clark, Angel, Aaliyah, Enrique, Kennedy, etc., who wins? I mean, of course, this team that you're talking about, Bobby. Of course that team wins. Of course, man. yeah. If it was, I mean, but it's kind of hard to do. Like, okay, what would you, so you do? You'd duplicate Asia and Stewie because they're already on Team US and Sabrina. I don't know, but even if you want to duplicate them and have them on the team, so if you have, if you do that and have them go against that Team USA of right now, go against Asia, Stewie, Sabrina, Angel, Aaliyah, Caitlin Clark, Enrique Gumbawale, Kennedy Carter. Of course, the second team would win. Of course. Yes, they would. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's not even a thought. I don't even have to think about that. Of course. They would win. They would actually smoke the current team. I think they would give them some work. Because again, you're duplicating, and you would have Asia, Stewie, and Sabrina. I think that'd be a fantastic team. I'll tell you that much. Sweet Home Bama says, "Hello, Quita, awesome people of the internet, and Mr. President." I find it hilarious that y'all be greeting Mr. President. Says Stewie and Wilson are the truth. They are. Facts. Victor says, I'm surprised Emma Meeseman isn't in the WM anymore. Being from the DMV area, I remember her winning a championship here, and she kind of just disappeared. See, the thing is, she does not want to deal with the priority rules that Team US that the WNBA has, where if you show up late because you're playing overseas in another league, you get suspended for the entire league. And Mamisima is not coming back to the WNBA because of prioritization. She's not. All right. That has kind of screwed everything up. I loved Emma Meeseman on the Chicago Sky. I loved it. I think Emma Meeseman was fantastic for the little bit that we had her. But we had her and Julie Allemon, but ultimately the following year came and Emma was like, "Nah, I'm cool. I'm not gonna come to the U.S. because prioritization. I'm not doing it." Seahawks 0101. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that so much. Super chats really do go a whole long way, so I appreciate y'all's support. Appreciate you. Shannon says, "Do you think Nafisa, Chelsea, and Griner were taking it easy during the WNBA season so they could be healthier for the Olympics?" Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, I think all WNBA players were doing that. Not taking it easy where you're like, "Oh, I'm not going to play hard or whatever." But, being cautious about what they do, and just making different decisions on the court, in practice, all that stuff, based off of, well, I need to go to Paris and I need to do what I need to do on the court in Paris and make stuff happen. I think, yeah, absolutely. I do think that's what they did. Yeah. But I also think that that's like regular. Like, I feel like also, Brianna Stewart was thinking about USA basketball too. And making sure that she's healthy and making sure that, like, she's not overdoing it. Sabrina Ionescu, same thing. Diana Taurasi, same thing. I think all players who are on a Olympic roster, I think that's what they're thinking. Like, I don't think that's like a special thing to those players in particular. But yeah, sure, they absolutely were, in my opinion, thinking about that and thinking about being healthy and ready to go for it. And they probably were. I don't know if taking it easy is the right word, but they were definitely being cautious. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that front. That's my thoughts. Danny says, "This was the perfect game to have a balanced amount of minutes across the roster, and it would have made complete sense." Oh yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that, Danny. I agree. Yeah. Mitchell says, "Press that like button. Let's beat the algorithm." Yes. Hit that like button. That'd be absolutely huge. It does help the channel out a whole lot. Carmela says, "We can't change who was chosen. I think the majority of us would have made changes and had different ladies on the roster, but it happened. We got to move forward, peeps." Carmela, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So guys, my argument is for people who are currently on the roster and changes that they can make currently right now, with the decisions and the formations that they're playing right now. The talk about continuing to talk about the players who were not picked and whatnot, I get it. Some of y'all may still be upset about that. However, I agree with Carmela. There is no changing it. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about ways that Team USA can be better right now with the players that they have on their current roster. All right. So I absolutely agree. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. Jay says, "Looking forward to Sunday. Satu looks to be getting back to form." Yes, Jay. Absolutely. We gonna actually let's talk about Asia and Brianna Stewart real quick, and then we gonna move on to talk about the Germany game that happened earlier today, because yeah, this Germany team is not the same Germany team that we saw like last week. It's not the same team. It is not the same team. C-Main says, who your first starters? I said it earlier, but again, A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Alyssa Thomas, Jewel Lloyd, and Sabrina Ionescu. All right. That is my starting lineup. To me, I think that is a fantastic starting lineup. Fantastic. Because that gives you both a mix of offense and defense, a variety of people who can handle the ball, right? So you don't have to always have Sabrina bring the ball down the court. AT could do it. Jewel Lloyd could do it. And so that's kind of cool, right? And then you have the defensive pressure. And then first off the bench, you're doing, Nafisa and Brittany Griner for the post players. And then for the guards, you're bringing in Kalia Copper kind of first off the bench. Jackie Young first off the bench. And you're just, or second off the bench. And you're just working through them. And that's about it. Sure, here and there, sure. Can you bring in a Chelsea Gray, a Kelsey Plum, a Dennis Rozzi? Sure. Absolutely. However, they shouldn't be your first options. No. But that's my opinion. That is my opinion. That is my opinion. All right, so let's get into Miss A'ja Wilson, guys. Yeah, A'ja Wilson just being A'ja Wilson. That's just what run through A'ja Wilson, and I thought she did well today. She ultimately finished the game with 23 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals. She was really, really good today. And guys, she didn't even have her best game at all. Like this game was not that good for A'ja Wilson, but because she's A'ja Wilson, even a game that's not very good, it's still really good to other people. She finished 53% from the field, and ultimately she struggled taking care of the ball. She struggled big time taking care of the ball. She led the team in turnovers with 6 turnovers. There were some times where she was at the basket where she missed shots that she normally would make. Is it a huge deal? No, because, it seemed like a bad game for her. Or not really a bad game. It seemed like an off game for A'ja Wilson. But for anybody else that's not named A'ja Wilson, it's a fantastic game. Because again, she was productive on the offensive and defensive end. I do think that she got a lot stronger in that second half. I felt like she got a whole lot stronger in that second half. And she just did her thing. Again, she played 33 minutes today, 23 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. She did have 1 turnover in the game. Not Your Average 10K said, did she hit any threes? No, she didn't even attempt the 3. A'ja Wilson did not attempt the 3 today. All right. Another player who was absolutely fantastic, and the player who carried us at the beginning of the game, Breanna Stewart put Team USA on her back in the first several minutes of this game. It was like she was scoring all the points for Team USA early on in that first quarter. She ultimately finished the game with 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, including the first. I think her first block. It was like a volleyball type of block where she was like, "Boo, get that out of here." It was really fun to see. I thought Breanna Stewart was absolutely fantastic in this game. I thought that she was exactly the player that we needed when we needed it. She had 5 assists in this game as well. She drew 8 fouls on Belgium. It is hard to draw fouls in the international game. It's hard to. She drew 8 of them things. So in my opinion, Stewie is like the player of the game for sure in this one. To me, definitely the player of the game, the MVP of the game, the person who is to me the most so Stewie kind of set the tone, kept Team USA in it. Alyssa Thomas transformed the game. And then Asia and Stewie finished off the game. And Sabrina Ionescu hit the dagger at the end to conclude the game. That's what we saw today. All right, so stats-wise and all that good stuff, yes. Brianna Stewart, fan-freaking-tastic, okay? You got Asia Wilson, fan-freaking-tastic. But to me, the MVP really is Alyssa Thomas, in my opinion. Though, she won't get the credit at all for anything that she really does, because I don't think she's a flashy player, and I think a lot of people just don't really care about it. Jay, you were absolutely right. Yeah, Stewie was carrying. And in that first quarter, especially early in that first quarter, she was carrying Team USA. Carrying. Valerie says, Quita, they were hacking her all day. But guys, this is the international game. All right? This is not the WNBA where they call every single thing. If they just hit your wrist, sure. Is that a foul? Yes, that's a foul. But they're not calling it an international game. And actually, I'm cool with that. Personally, guys, I prefer international fouls over WNBA fouls any day. Because I feel like sometimes too much is called. I actually want players to play as long as it's consistent. And yes, I do think that the refs have been pretty consistent throughout the Olympics so far. So in general, with all the games I've seen, I think the refs have done a really good job. I really do. Like I think these refs are really, really good. Are they catching every single thing? That's a hard foul? No. But overall, I think they are catching the majority of the tough fouls, and they're calling those. And they're just doing a good job keeping a handle on the game. So that's my personal opinion. I really have enjoyed the refs for the Olympics. I do. I enjoy it. Let these players play. As long as you call it across the board, I'm cool. I am cool with aggressive basketball. I'm cool when you hit someone's hand when you hit someone's hand and that's not called. I'm cool with that. I am absolutely okay with that. As long as it's consistent, and it is. In the WNBA, when refs miss certain calls, it's a big deal because the refs call ticky-tack stuff. All right? They call ticky-tack stuff in the WNBA. And so, yeah, it's a big deal when refs miss calls in the WNBA because, they want to call it so tight. But in an international game, they lose. Let them play. Let them play. I like that. I enjoy that. Let these players play. Let them get bumped around and whatnot. It's fun. I don't want to hear a whistle all day, every day. Because, yes, these players be fouling. Yes. Was Asia Wilson getting beat up in the post? Yes, she was. However, it wasn't crazy egregious. And when they decided to hold their whistle, I was cool with it. I was cool with it. So maybe my opinion, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I'm of the mind that, we should allow way more physical play. It's just that in the WNBA, for the most part, we don't. And so, yeah, that's the thing. Quentin says, yeah, but it needs to be the same on both sides. I thought it kind of was. I mean, you can't like exactly do everything exactly the same as the refs, but I thought today it was well officiated. Like, sure, you can count like here and there, a little bit harder fouls that were called on one side that wasn't called on the other, but overall, I mean, the refs get an A in my opinion. I think they get an A in my opinion. Not only in today's game, but in all the games I've seen so far. In all the women's games. I haven't really watched the men's games that much. I watched Team USA, but I haven't watched like any of the men's a lot of the men's games. But all the women's games I've seen so far, whether that's 5-on-5, 3x3, I think the refs are consistent. I do. Like, yeah, sure, you can count here and there where there's some stuff missed. However, I think the refs are doing a really good job. Like can we call this style of basketball in the WNBA? Can we get these refs in the WNBA? Though there are some WNBA refs who's calling the Olympics. There's this one lady who's one of the WNBA's best refs. She's reffing in the Olympics. She's reffing in the Olympics. I saw her the other day and I was like, hey, I know that hairstyle. You're a WNBA ref. I forgot her name. But yeah, there is one WNBA ref that I recognize that is reffing in the Olympics. But yeah, if we can, in my opinion, if we can get these Olympic refs to go to the WNBA and call those games and do the same exact rules as FIBA, I would be cool with that. To be honest with you, it'd be a whole lot physical of a game. So people talk about physicality, they would hate it, but I would love it personally. Personally, I would love it. All right, let's get to y'all comments. Carmela says, in general and overall, I do prefer international, but this year the W has just been on some bull, and I don't know what the blank is going on. Fair enough. Francis says, Quentin, I think the reffing was bad, but they were inconsistent on both ends, in my opinion. Francis, can you clarify what you mean when they're bad? Do you mean that there were foul calls that were not called, that you thought should have been called? If so, that's not actually bad reffing. That's just international reffing. I like that when it comes to international basketball, they focus on the fundamentals above everything. If you travel, they calling you for travel. Okay? You're not going to travel in international basketball and get away with it, usually. If you just hitting someone, you can probably get away with that. If you just bumping someone, you can get away with that. Unless it actually impedes, like really, really does impede the person. And sort of goes up to that level of truly being an international foul. Other than that, they're not going to call it, you know. Kai Rick says WNBA needs a time limit. Reviews need a time limit. I agree with that. I agree. Antoine says, I might be late, but over 25,000 in attendance today. Cool. And I guarantee, and most of that 25,000 was all Belgium. They, 6 miles away from Belgium, and they came in and showed out. Y'all, that crowd was lit, man. Guys, I wish I was there so I could witness the Belgium fan base up close and personal. Because on TV, it sounded awesome. I'm like, yeah, those fans know how to rep for their country. Okay, they were loud and they were proud and they was getting after it. I loved it. I loved hearing that crowd. Gabe says, more physical, enough with the crap foul call. She breathed on her foul. Sometimes I really do think that's sort of how like small fouls be that be called in the WNBA and in the NBA. I feel like in general, the WNBA and NBA are way, way softer than international basketball. Though I also think, like Alexandra, I actually do agree with this. Alexandra says WNBA is still way more physical than the NBA. Yeah, I do think that the WNBA is more physical. Way more, I don't know. More? Yes, it is more physical. Let's see. Carmela said, FIBA ain't no joke, peeps. You're right. Okay, there's a lot of talk about Paige Bueckers in the chat. Oh, shout out to Chris for the super chat. Really do appreciate that, Chris. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate that. Lois says there was nothing wrong with Sabrina hushing them. She was imitating Kobe. Are people upset about that? Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Because I thought that was fantastic. That's why I got it as the thumbnail for this video. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right, so actually let me pull up the graphic of it while I'm talking about it. Let me pull up the graphic. Because to me, I thought that was a W right there. I thought that was a straight up W. All right, so guys, at the end of the game, time was winding down. Just a couple seconds left to go. Sabrina Ionescu had the ball, and it looked like she was sort of just dribbling the ball out, like until the game was over. Kind of like when they do it in the WNBA, right? When the game is basically over, you have seconds left to go, and you have you're winning. The game is over. You kind of just dribble out the clock, right? So Sabrina Ionescu, dribbles to the basket, dribbles out, and just sort of dribbles around, trying to waste clock. And it seems like Cheryl Reeve or somebody on the bench for Team USA told her to shoot. So that girl, she's just dribbling, just curls into a 3-point shot, drains it, and then was like, y'all better shush. Y'all better be quiet. And guys, I was like, oh my God. Sabrina Ionescu, let's go. I absolutely loved that play. To me, that was the funnest play of the game. That was the funnest play of the game. I loved it. I thought it was so fun because this Belgium team was this Belgium crowd was getting after Team USA the whole game, and they told Donovan, "You are absolutely right." That's like in my Don Staley voice. They told Sabrina to shoot that blankety blank. And if y'all don't know, that's what Don Staley told Camila Cardoso when she shot that 3 in the SEC finals. That's the reference, guys. If y'all don't know, but anyway, Sabrina Ionescu shot that blankety blank shot, and it was masterful. I was like, let's go. That was huge, guys. And the thing is, yeah, she was telling the crowd quiet. She was also imitating Kobe Bryant in that as well. And as you all know, she had a really, really close relationship with Kobe, and his family. And I just thought it was really, really cool. I thought it was really, really cool to see Sabrina Ionescu getting into her Kobe imitation. Personally, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was absolutely awesome. Yeah. Kobe Bryant did it in a U.S. jersey. You got Sabrina Ionescu doing it. Quiet down. After I shot that dagger. Yeah, y'all better settle down. I loved it. Now, guys, that's to me, that's just That's sports right there, man. That's sports. And the thing is, you only get that in the Olympics because all points matter. That's why they told her to shoot that blankety blank. Because point differential is crazy important. And so even though she was trying to just wind out the game and all this other stuff, you need point differential. So you need to stack up as many points as possible, even if you win. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool. Christopher says, I loved it too, Quita, when Sabrina shuts the crowd. We need that win differential. Yeah. Point differential was very, very important. FM says Sabrina Kobe shuts the crowd. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Timothy, yeah, every point counts. Every point counts. Alexandra says, see how great Sabrina shoots when she's not acting scared. Yeah. Y'all, Sabrina Ionescu can shoot. A lot of times today, she deferred to the pass, and sometimes she ended up getting a turnover because it was a bad pass. But Sabrina, she could shoot. And you know, carefree. And she wasn't trying to shoot. They told her to shoot. She was like, okay, let me quickly get it off, and boom, went in. Turn around, 3-point shot, and she's like, y'all like that, didn't y'all? Y'all like that, didn't y'all? Calm down. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. Caitlin Stark says the crowd was really OD. That's why the coach got the tech too. Yeah. It was fun. B-Ma says I loved it. Maurice says Sabrina turning up, so great. Yeah, it was really awesome. It was really awesome. Timothy loves the picture. Yeah. I thought it was pretty awesome. CL says point differential matters in FIBA play, so no one should be upset. Facts. Though, I mean, if you're a Belgium fan, you were upset, of course, which you should be. Yeah, it makes sense, you know. If I was a Belgium fan, I'd be like, man, why you gotta do us like that? why you gotta do us like that, Sabrina? If I was a Belgium fan, that's exactly what I would be saying. Carmela says, random, but the women's teams for US have really been representing and doing us proud. Overall, in general, shout out to all the ladies competing right now. Facts, yeah. I believe Team USA has 9 gold medals, and 7 of them have been won by either individual women or women teams so far. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I mean, shout out to the men too, but yeah, the women are doing their thing for Team USA, and I love to see it. Like, the majority of the medals won so far have been won by women for Team USA. I think it's super cool, from gymnastics to swimming to oh man, what's that? It's like the swords thing. I forgot the name of that sport. However, they just won the gold today. I forgot. I was watching it too. I forgot what the name of that sport is called. Fencing. There we go. Fencing. I watched that because they were sort of like the teams today. Individually, we saw both of the Americans win individual medals in fencing, and now they have the team medal. So shout out to the fencers. Fencing seems like a fun sport, but it seems like a very patient sport. I don't know if I would be good at that. But yeah, shout out to the fencers. Shout out. Christopher, I don't think Clea Copper was hurt. I really don't. I don't think she was hurt. I don't think she was hurt. She just didn't play, which she should have. She absolutely should have played. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I'm a fencing fan. I thought it was pretty awesome. Okay, guys, so let's talk about the fact that now Team USA is qualified for the quarterfinals. All right, they are qualified for the quarterfinals, which is pretty awesome. Here are some of the other games that happened today. We saw Germany take down Japan, and y'all, Germany is a team to beat. Okay. Germany is a team to beat because Satu Sabali is back. Okay. Satu Sabali is back. The last 2 games, I think she has been playing well. And we about to face her on Sunday. We are about to face her on Sunday. Today, Germany beat Japan. And yes, Japan is a shorter team. You know, same thing when Team USA beat Japan. But I thought Satu Sabali did her thing. And guys, the thing that makes me think that Satu Sabali is actually back now is the fact that she did not just do 3-point shots, guys. She actually got to the basket, actually was sort of playing her normal game. Take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Absolutely take it with a little bit of grain of salt because she was playing against Japan, a team that is way short. So that absolutely is a thing that you all have to keep into consideration. But the fact that we saw Satu Sabali playing a normal basketball game, not just chucking up threes. She actually was getting 2s and was actually playing like a normal game. It looked like a normal game from when Satu Sabali was with Dallas last year. It looked normal for her. 33 points. She was 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah, Satu Sabali did her thing. Absolutely did her thing. And once again, I continue to be impressed. I continue to be impressed by Alexis Peterson. I thought once again, she played fantastic for Team Germany, running the floor and really just sort of being PG1 for this team. So yes, absolutely, Satu Sabali was the most important player on the team today. Alexis Peterson was the second most important player. A player who did not play today because I think she's still hurt, and we'll see ultimately what happens with Niara Sabali. She did not play today, and so we'll see if she actually ends up playing on Sunday because they're going to need her on Sunday. They're absolutely going to need her on Sunday. It cannot just be Satu and Alexis versus Team USA on Sunday. But to me, Satu's back. Maybe. Again, this was with Japan, so we kind of have to take it with a little bit of a asterisk mark to it because they're a lot shorter than players that Satu is usually used to playing. So we'll see if against Team USA, Satu actually plays like she did last year with Dallas, or if she goes back to just shooting threes. Because if Satu goes for threes over everything, they're losing. All right, they're losing. Yeah. Thanks for that, Jay. Yep. Niara has a concussion, which I really do think she could be back. Should be back, I think. For Team USA, for the Team USA game on Sunday. I think that should be enough time for concussion protocol. Though to be honest with you, I am not quite sure what concussion protocol actually looks like. All right, another game that happened today is the fact that Team Australia finally got a W. They ended up beating Canada 70-65. A thing to note is that Sammy Wickham, guys, she had a double-double. She showed up and showed out for Australia today. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. She absolutely did her thing. They took care of the ball, and they got the job done against Canada. Let's continue on. We have France versus Nigeria, guys. You know, Nigeria was riding high after beating Australia, and they should have been because they played a great game against Australia. But this was a wake-up call. France is playing like France. Like they're absolutely doing their thing. And guys, the reason why they're doing their thing, the reason why is because they are led by the Gabby Williams, guys. Gabby Williams continues to be fan-freaking-tastic. Ultimately today, she finished the game with 14 points. She of course, you know, when you think about Gabby Williams, not only do you think about her scoring, you also think about her ability to play defense. She had 6 steals in today's game, 7 assists for Gabby Williams. And guys, there was a play, there was a crazy pass that Marine Johannes passed today. And I was like, you know what? That's the Marine Johannes we know and love. That's the Marine Johannes we know and love. Marine Johannes ultimately finished the game with 15 points. She had 5 assists in this game as well. Guys, I just love to see a Marine Johannes pass. I think she is just one of the, she is so fun and electrifying. And I'm gonna see if I could try to find that. I want to see if I could try to find that real quick. I want to see if I'm gonna try to put it in post. It was a Marine Johannes was running down the court. It was a fast break opportunity. She looked to her right, jumped up in the air, and passed a dart of a pass to her teammate. It was a bounce pass straight to her teammate to go to, or no, I'm sorry, was it a bounce pass? I don't know. Bounce, or it was either a bounce or a chest pass to her teammate, straight up for a layup. And I was like, oh my goodness. This is Marine Johannes. This is what she does. I really enjoyed watching this when she played for the the New York Liberty last year. She's just fun. She's just crafty. You love to see it. So Marine Johannes did her thing as well. She had 15 points, making stuff happen for Team France. They did, dominate. They really did dominate against Team Nigeria. And guys, I'm not surprised by this 1 second because yes, Team Nigeria is a good squad. However, France they're at home. They are just absolutely dominating. I love it. Maurice says, whoever said that yesterday was right. When once Quita stops talking, it looks like a freeze frame. That is hilarious. I've been looking back at my live streams, and sometimes I use my live streams for I end up putting my live streams as like a separate video. Like I cut out a clip and make that a separate video. And the thing I've noticed when I watch back my videos is I say a lot of filler words a lot. A lot of the words I use is filler words. Like I say a lot of ums, I say a lot of uhs, I say a lot of you knows. And I am trying to work on that. And so what I'm doing now is I don't catch it all the time, but what I'm trying to do now is do a lot more pauses so I don't say filler words. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to, because it feels a little unprofessional to just sort of say, all the time. And that's how I talk. That's like me. But at the same time, I know that as a listener, it may not be that great to listen to. So that's why I do a lot of pauses. I do a lot of pauses now, primarily because of that, to sort of avoid all of the filler words that I tend to do. So if I'm searching for something and like my mind can't like figure out stuff to say, I got to figure it out. And I try to pause and not say anything until I, start talking, So it's a work in progress. I'll probably always be the and and a lot girl, I just said it again. Saturn Frost says, you say a lot. I do. I do say a lot. I do. I say a lot. That's a good word. That's a good word. Yeah, Kalu is she's a baller. She is a straight up baller. Zini Kalu. She ultimately had 18 points in today's game. She led the squad for Team Nigeria. And guys, I really do hope that we do see some of these players on Team Nigeria in the WNBA because I think they do have a lot to offer. I really do think they have a lot to offer. All right, guys, let's continue on to Belgium and USA, which we talked about earlier. Final score of that game was 87, Team USA, 74, Team Belgium. Alexander, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, advice for people getting into live streaming. Well, that is a fantastic question. Let me go to my main screen and I'll answer that. So again, thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, if you all have like random questions that you really want me to answer, do a super chat and I will do my best to answer it. All right, so let's spend a couple minutes talking about answering Alexandra's question because I think that some of you all are probably experimenting with content creation and whatnot, and maybe interested in live streaming, and maybe hopefully you all are, because I am of the mind that I really do think there needs to be way more voices on YouTube, especially around women's sports. So I highly encourage more people to get into women's basketball commentary. Absolutely. So if there's anything I can do to sort of help with advice or whatnot, let me know. I'm happy to give that, and I'm gonna give that to you right now. So I would say, first of all, figure out whatever your why is. I would say figure out whatever your why is and do that. So my why, the whole why of me doing this, it was not to make money. It was not to grow a big following. I didn't really think this was even going to be successful. But the reason why I started this is because I love women's basketball. And I did not think that there was enough voices at all. There was really no real voices on YouTube about women's basketball, especially from a female. The only voices I really heard were dudes, and they were primarily very negative about the WNBA and women's basketball as a whole. And I was like, you know what? I really, there needs to be a voice on here that's sort of speaking for the real fans, speaking for the real people, and is talking about the awesomeness of the game. Yeah, sure, accepts reality and talks about the negatives about the game as well. But the whole point is to grow the game. So that's my why. That's why I do what I do. I would also say, don't start live streaming. All right. I made a lot of videos before I ever live streamed. And to me, I think that helped me a lot. I don't think you should rush into live streaming. I think you should produce videos and do that for a long while, actually. I think you do that for a long while because there is a whole lot of pressure live streaming, because literally every single thing I say is live. All right. If I make a mistake, if I say something stupid, like, it is live. That means anybody can take this clip and send it. So you have to be aware of what you're saying, and you have to make sure you're sort of thinking about stuff in the right framework. And I think that if you are starting off and you are starting off live, I think it's a mistake, because you're gonna wind up saying and doing stuff that you actually regret, because you're not really thinking about it. You're just like sort of going with the flow. My first live stream, I didn't. It took me a long while to live stream. I was producing videos for months before I ever. And I would write out a script. I would record the video. I would spend hours editing the video, taking out all the taking out all the crazy stuff. Like, what was I talking about here? Whittling it down, trying to figure out how to succinctly kind of say what I want to say. And I did that for months. And then I was like, you know what? Okay, now it is time to go live. You have to be comfortable talking to camera before you decide, I want to do live streams. I want to do live streams, because it's not all that cracked up to be if you don't feel comfortable talking to the camera. Guys, it took me a long time to get comfortable just talking and feeling comfortable. Like I can just, guys, now I can talk for hours in front of a camera with nobody else in the room. That is something that is, it takes for me, it took a long time to get used to. I assume for other people, it also takes a long time to get used to. But yeah, I think that Jay, if you're still in the chat, let people know if it took you a long time to feel comfortable. For me, it took me a long time to feel comfortable talking to the camera. So I had to make a lot of produced videos and work out, okay, that looked terrible, I need to reshoot. This is really bad, whatnot. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that is. Again, I'm sort of saying this to answer the question that Alexandra had. Alexandra had a super chat asking about advice for people getting into live stream. I say start with producing a lot of videos. Making videos, not live. You're recording, you're talking to the camera, you're getting used to that. You're getting used to sort of figuring out how to word stuff. Because talking to people on the computer is very different than talking to people in real life. Because yes, I can read you all's chats, but there's no person in the room that can really go back and forth with me. So you have to kind of be able to get your point across in a somewhat succinct way. And the way to do that, I think, is to practice by making a lot of produced videos. That way, most of the mistakes you make, no one will ever see them, because you'll scrap them, you'll edit them out. And once you start to feel comfortable, then you go live. I will also say, don't pay attention to the views. Don't pay attention to the views. I think there's so many people who all they really care about is views and whatnot. And views are very important. But guys, truly, when I say this, I say it because it's true. When I first started this, I did not care about views. I did not care about views. Views were not important to me. I wanted to grow the game of women's basketball. I didn't really care if 5 people watched my video, if 20 people watched my video, like whatever, if 100, I didn't care, because it wasn't about that. It was about doing something I have a passion about and something I was obsessed with since I was a little kid. And I was like, I'm not afraid anymore. I'm going to just get on here. I'm going to talk, and I'm going to give my opinion, and we'll see what comes up with it. And it turns out that people actually like it. But I think if I would have started off trying to appeal to people, trying to get people to watch me and whatnot, I don't think this channel would be where it's at right now. I don't. All right? I don't think this channel would be where it's at if I came into this thinking about, oh, I want to make money. Oh, I want to get views. Oh, I want to. I don't think so, because I think I would have made completely different moves if that was if that was my goal. You know, I would, I would be, I would be making completely different moves if that was my goal. So yeah, that's the thing, and it just turns out that this thing has become somewhat successful, at least in my mind. I think this is way bigger than I've ever imagined. And so thank you, to all the people who have subscribed to this channel, who have liked this channel and all this stuff, because I still can't believe it. Like, seriously, I tell my mom all the time, like, why in the world, why in the world are people interested in what I got to say? Like, why? I just can't believe it. I can't. I really can't. I love what I do. I have a passion for women's basketball. I love the educational side of what I do. But I just can't believe that like, people care. Because no one knows me, right? I'm just a random YouTuber. No one knows who I am. Teams don't know who I am. Players don't know who I am. I'm just, I'm not endorsed by anybody. I'm just me. And I have decided that's good enough. The only thing that matters to me is whether or not God is pleased with what I'm doing, right? Other than that, I'm only pleasing one. Is he pleased with what I'm doing, with what I'm saying? Then I'm good. So that's kind of the thing right there. I hope, please, Alexandra, respond and let me know if that was helpful. I feel like I started to go on a rant a little bit, but hopefully some of that was helpful. But guys, truly, get into content creation if that is your passion. If you really want to not make money first, not get views first, not do any of that stuff, not to grow and be popular or whatever, like, not that. But if you really want to talk about a particular thing, and that's just your passion, that's just what you want to do, regardless of if 5 people watch it or if 1 million people watch it, if that's what you want to do, get into content creation. All right. I think it is a crazy field to get into. I'm not even sure I'm even in the field. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm learning as I go along, and I'm having fun. And ultimately, I am still honoring my values, still honoring the person I was raised to be. So as long as I'm doing that, I'm cool. I'm cool, guys. Thank you so much, Carmela, for the super chat. Says you are awesome sauce. Well, Carmela, you are awesome sauce. Because, guys, don't forget that Carmela is the person who saved the day when it came to March Madness, guys. I was able to go to the Final Four game, courtesy of Carmela and her awesomeness. So shout out. And also, Carmela, let me know if you want to go to a Sky game. Let me know. Because I told you that the Fever game is called for. However, there's another game you want to go to. Let me know. Hit me up. Alexandra says, I have videos from last year that got like 50 views, but then started to get more over a year later. Patience is really key. Yeah. It's something interesting about that. One of my videos, actually, I put it, it was the video about Cheryl Reeve and how she what was the video about? It's about how she's not going to be the coach next year for next year for Team USA, right? So I made that video, and I put it out, and it didn't really do much of anything. It got like I think like 2,000 views or something like that, which for me is average. It's pretty average. It had like 2,000 views after like the first, I don't know, like day or maybe 2 days or something like that. And then all of a sudden, guys, like the last 2 days, it has gotten crazy views. I don't know how. I guess it's been showing up on YouTube search or something like that, or Google search or whatever. And it just skyrocketed. And sometimes I have videos like that like start off and they do terrible. And then like further down the road, then people start watching it. And I'm like, wow, what happened? Why are you watching this? But, so yeah, you do have to have patience. But, Alexandra, if this is your passion, if that is something that you would like to do, hey, step on out there and keep doing it. You say you've been making videos, which is awesome. So yeah, keep doing it. And then once you feel like really, really comfortable talking to camera and just sort of going riffing, then start going live. But I will say your first couple of lives, you should have a script. My first couple of lives, like when I was actually sitting in this chair, I actually wrote out a lot of the stuff I was saying. I wrote it out. Now I don't really write anything at all because I just make a mental sort of note of what I want to talk about in my head. And that's how I do stuff now. But when I first started, yeah, I would write out what I'm saying. All right, guys, sorry about that whole rant, but I appreciate the question though. In case some of y'all are interested, because I think the more the merrier. I think there should be way more people talking about women's basketball on the internet. I don't think, I'm not of the mindset that competition is bad. I think competition is fantastic. We need to have, way more people making content about women's basketball and talking about it. Because we'll always have the negative Nancys out there that's just all, oh, everything sucks, the WNBA is terrible and blah blah blah. Like, we always got that, but we need the real people. We need real fans. We need real people who are invested in the league, not just in terms of watching, but literally in terms of putting their money where their mouth is. Talking about the game online. And Twitter's a space where a lot of people do that, and I think YouTube needs to be more of a place for that. Patrice says Cheryl is pissing me off. It's pissing people off. Yeah, Cheryl's always. Cheryl Reeve she does whatever she wants to do. Cheryl Reeve does whatever she wants to do. I assume you're talking about Cheryl Reeve, unless you're talking about somebody else. Donald says, what do you use to edit your videos? I use DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, I use DaVinci Resolve. Element Gold says, does anyone think Iowa will go to a Final Four ever again? Like ever? I don't doubt they would get to the Elite Eight. Sweet 16 is the only realistic goal for them for all time here on out. Well, Element, I would say before Caitlin Clark ever stepped foot at Iowa, I don't think anybody thought that Iowa would make the Final Four ever again. And so I would say, I don't know. I don't see them getting into the Final Four in the next 4 years. But we never know what superstar may be coming up the ranks and may decide to go to Iowa. We never know. So, I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever make the Final Four again. But I do think that they are they're gonna be pretty decent this year. They're not gonna be fantastic. I also don't think they're gonna be horrible. I don't. I think they're gonna be pretty decent. Jay says, well said, Quita, agree with all your points on that topic. Yeah, I mean, Jay, you're in the thick of it too. Yeah. This content creation thing is pretty interesting. But yeah, make sure y'all click off of this video, go to the search bar, search for J Jordan TV Liberty, click subscribe, okay? And then come back here. All right. And in general, support other women's basketball content creators, regardless of if you agree with everything they say or not. And you guys definitely don't agree with everything I say, because I'm all over the board sometimes. And I think that's good. I think subscribe to people who challenge your opinions. Not saying not just people who just want to dunk on the WNBA and all that stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But people who you may disagree with about certain points, or maybe they have fandoms about certain stuff, and you're like, you don't agree. Like, support. Support. Let's grow the game of women's basketball. And as the game grows, as more people are creating content about certain stuff, I think that actually helps create more fans in general. I think that creates more fans. Thank you so much, Michael. Michael says, you are amazing. I love how you have been true to who you are. You don't have any false negative BS to attract people. You have the ability to elevate others while not having to put anyone down. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, but it's not necessarily even that I'm trying not to put people down. It's that I'm this is actually really who I am. Like, this is just me. Like, I just say how I actually see things and how I actually feel, and it just happens that I don't see things in ways that tear people down. It's about building people up. It's about talking about, like, reality, and sort of going from there. At least in my opinion. All right. Let's finish up talking about this top performers, and then we're gonna get into Paige Bueckers, because there's some Paige Bueckers news that I really want to talk about. And some of y'all are talking about it already, so I'm gonna ignore y'all comments until we get to that part. Okay. All right. I'm gonna ignore y'all comments until we get there. So let's talk about the top performers for game day 2. So we saw all these teams play today. As I said earlier, Gabby Williams did her thing for Team France. She ultimately finished the game with 14 points, 7 assists, 6 steals. Sammy Whitcomb was fantastic as well for Australia. She had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists, which is very, very nice. Again, a double-double on assists. That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. We had Satu Sabli, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 65% from the field. She did her thing today, and I love to see it. Can I stop talking in cadence? All right. Sometimes I crack myself up, which is kind of loserish, but I like it. Okay, anyway, let's continue on. We got Brianna Stewart. Stewie had 26 points today, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And Asia Wilson had 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 3 steals. So those were your top performers for day 2 of women's basketball. All right. That is your top performers. Now, I sort of hinted at this. We about to talk about some college basketball. Okay. All right. We about to get into some college basketball, because I saw some of y'all talking about this in the chat, and I wanna break it down, like, specifically what we know right now, and talk about what this means for the game of college basketball, what this means for the game of women's basketball, and all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the buckets. Let's talk about the buckets. and she goes by Paige Bueckers. All right. So, guys, Paige Bueckers has made some news today. All right. She has made some news today because according to Shams with ESPN, he said that Paige Bueckers is signing an NIL deal with Unrivaled. Now, Unrivaled is a brand new league that was created by UConn's own Brianna Stewart and also Nafisa Collier. So Paige Bueckers is apparently signing an NIL deal with Unrivaled, which makes her the first NCAA athlete to receive ownership equity in a league. So along with this NIL deal, that means she is going to be getting ownership equity. How much equity? We don't know. However, that is kind of amazing. That is kind of amazing. The fact that that Paige Bueckers, as a college student, is getting an NIL deal with Unrivaled and will be receiving equity in the league. And as you all know, Unrivaled is a brand new league that has not started yet, but is kicking off its first year in January of 2025. Their first year will be in Florida. Once Paige Bueckers graduates from, or she already graduated. She graduated this past year, but she's continuing on for another season at UConn. Once she finishes that up, she will be going to the WNBA, and after the WNBA season, she will be joining Unrivaled. So that is what she plans on doing. So she is going to do WNBA and Unrivaled every single year after she gets out of college. So of course she cannot play for Unrivaled while she's in college. So this NIL deal is as it says, a name, image, and likeness deal. And once we see Paige Bueckers go into the WNBA, she will be playing for Unrivaled after that. Now, guys, this is an official thing. And the way that I know it's official is that Paige Bueckers even commented on it herself. So that's one of the things that sometimes there's a lot of people who say a lot of crazy stuff on the internet, and it's kind of hard to know sometimes whether or not it's true or not. However, when the person actually says it's true, then that's how you know it is true. So she posted earlier today on social media. She said, "Blessed and grateful to be a part of this amazing league. To take an active role in the growth of women's sports is a dream come true. Excited for the future. It is just the beginning." And Unrivaled did a quote tweet and said, "Paige Bueckers is unrivaled." So yeah, that is pretty awesome. Guys, a thing to note is that just because she has signed an NIL deal with Unrivaled does not mean she is playing for Unrivaled this year. She cannot. She is a college student. She is going to be doing stuff with Unrivaled. She also is going to have an equity stake in Unrivaled. How much that is, we don't know. But she's staying for a fifth season for UConn. As you all know, she's missed a substantial amount of time due to injury. Her most recent one was when she missed her junior year due to an ACL tear. She played all of last season. Hopefully she will have a very healthy season upcoming. She will play this season, do her NIL stuff. She'll probably have some appearances that she'll make for Unrivaled. She'll probably make some videos for Unrivaled, that type of stuff. But she will not play in Unrivaled this year or in 2025. She will not do it because, of course, she is in college. But once she graduates, or once she leaves college after her fifth season is over and goes to the WNBA, after the WNBA season in 2025, she will play for, the plan is for her to play for Unrivaled January of 2026. But she did sign the NIL deal now, and she will be engaging with them now related to promoting Unrivaled. But she will not play in the league. Hopefully that clears things up. I know there's some people who are kind of confused about that. But yeah, that's something to note. Guys, a little bit about Unrivaled. Here's some history. Here's some information about it. Again, it was founded by Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart. It is a league. It is a 3-on-3 league, full court 3-on-3 league, though it is a smaller court. They are going to be playing their first season in, I believe, Miami, Florida. and it'll be made up of 30 teams. So there'll be 6 teams playing, 5 players on each team, and it'll be a competition, right? Right now, 30 players. They've announced 10 players so far. 10 players already have been announced. We have Jewel Lloyd, we have Chelsea Gray, we have Arike Gumbwale, we have Kelsey Plum, Ryan Howard, Kalia Copper, Jackie Young, Brianna Stewart, Nafisa Collier, and Angel Reese. So those are the 10 players who are already locked in for the upcoming season for Unrivaled. There are 20 more names that will be announced. They have stopped announcing names until the Olympics is over. Once the Olympics is over, they are going to continue to announce more and more and more names. The league will take place in Miami over 3 months starting in January. So that is something to note. So exciting news for Paige Bueckers. She's going to be a member of Unrivaled once it's all over. But until then, she has an NIL deal. Element Gold says, okay, your statement made no sense. I'm used to... Wait, what? What? Wait. Element, what doesn't make sense? Wait, are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody in the chat? What doesn't make sense, Element? I'm happy to explain further if I'm saying something confusing. Nick says who will be participating in the 1v1. We don't know that yet. So they will be having a 1v1 competition. It's sort of like, I'm thinking of it sort of like they're going to have a tournament, 1v1 tournament. I'm sort of thinking about it like the Queen of the Court type of thing where it's a battle for who is the best one-on-one player. I also think this is sort of like their version of like an all-star type of deal. Just something just sort of like in the middle that can just be a little bit of a break. So yeah. Oh, okay, Element, you weren't talking about me. Okay, all right. Paris says, I'ma see you down here, Quita. Yeah, I'll be there. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Ultimately, we'll see how everything checks out, but hopefully I will be there. Rena says, for Unrivaled, will players rotate every season or the same 30 players every year? Well, Rena, I am not sure about that. However, this is a league that says that they want to get the best 30 players in the world in their league. And so my assumption is that we will likely see some consistency from some of the top players every year, but that some of the bubble players or some of the players who are had a fantastic WNBA season, they may join. So I think we may see some wiggle room around the margins of some of the players who will come in and out of the league. But in terms of the top players in the WNBA, I think those people will probably be locks year after year and Unrivaled, I think. Bobby says the WNBA is old. The game as played by Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, Flau'jae Johnson, and Juju Watkins is new. And the OG gatekeepers are the Pharisees who cling to the old ways, which are passing away basketball. Well, Bobby, I get what you're trying to go for, but the Pharisees isn't that great of a comparison because the Pharisees also were hypocrites and there's actually a whole we could actually get to real Bible on the Pharisees. There's a whole bunch of stuff that was wrong with the Pharisees. It wasn't the fact that they were old. That wasn't the issue. But I get what you're saying though. I get where you're trying to go with that statement. I think I get where you're trying to. I think what you're trying to say is that and correct me if I'm wrong. I think what you're trying to say is that the new game that some of these young players are playing is way more flashy, way more sort of like meant for social media, and the older players are not that. I think that's what you're trying to say. I think, but yeah, but the whole sort of inserting Old Testament, New Testament, Pharisees, I don't think that makes any sense, because I would have worded that differently. Because we can actually talk Bible if you want. Like we can actually really get into it if you want. Because yeah. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's continue on, because guys, there is more news that has happened about Paige Bueckers. All right. Because it's not only the fact that Paige Bueckers is getting an NIL deal with not only is Paige Bueckers getting an NIL deal with Unrivaled, guys, Paige Bueckers is getting a shoe deal as well. Let's get into it. All right, so it was announced recently that Paige Bueckers is going to be the first player in NCAA history to have a PE available actually for purchase, which is pretty awesome. Now, guys, a thing to note is that Paige Bueckers, she's on top of the world. She is on top of the world right now. So Paige Bueckers, she is getting a PE. So guys, if you don't know what a PE means, it stands for player exclusive. That means it's a shoe that's already out that gets a special colorway specifically for a player. Now, this is a big deal, guys, because you all may be wondering, wait, didn't other college players get a shoe? Like, didn't Kiki Rice get a shoe? But last year, didn't she get a shoe? And yeah, you're right. Kiki Rice did get a PE. She did get a PE. I believe it was with the Jordan brand. However, her PE was never for sale. It was never for sale. I believe she gave the PE to she gave the shoes to her teammates, I believe. But it was never for sale. And Paige Bueckers, her shoes are going to be for sale, which is kind of cool. She is going to be the first NCAA athlete ever to have a PE available for purchase. Again, a PE stands for a player exclusive shoe. All right. So the actual PE is going to be of the GT Hustle 3. That's a Nike pair of shoes that's currently out right now. So it's of the GT Hustle 3. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. It is going to be pretty cool. It is going to be on sale by the public, which is going to be awesome. So guys, I will probably try to buy that when it comes out. It's going to have a multicolor theme to it, which is cool. And so yeah, it's going to be really fun. The shoes will have her personal mantra and her nickname on them. Yeah, so we'll see ultimately, what the shoes look like. There is no necessary look for the shoes just yet, but according to what I found, I don't know for sure if this is 100% locked in, but looks like people are claiming that the release date is September 12th, 2024. So the release date is September 12th, 2024, and it looks like the price will be $190 for the shoes, which is crazy expensive. Like, these shoes are expensive. Very expensive. All right. Very, very expensive. But yeah, guys, I'm very curious to hear what you all have to say about the news that Paige Bueckers got herself a shoe deal. Woo woo. I think it's pretty cool. I think it is pretty cool. So here, guys, is I'm gonna pull up a photo of the base version of the GT Hustle 3. So y'all can see the shoe itself. So this is what the shoe looks like right now. This is the base version of the Nike GT Hustle 3. And so Paige is going to use this shoe and put her own colorway, her own spin, all that good stuff, and so that's going to be kind of cool. It's going to have 2 area codes on it. It's going to have the 860 area code for Stores, Connecticut. And it's going to have the 612 area code for Minnesota. So yeah, guys, the shoe will go out on September the 12th at $190. Crazy expensive. Crazy expensive. Guys, she is a Nike athlete. She has been with Nike since September of 2023. That was when she signed with Nike. And yeah, she's getting her first player exclusive shoe, which is pretty cool. And again, guys, this is the first player to have a PE sold, like and actually available for purchase. So, guys, that is a thing. She's not the first NCAA athlete to have a PE, not at all. Bronny had one. Kiki Rice had one. But this is the first one that is actually for sale. All right. This is the only one that is actually for sale. Kiki Rice had some awesome shoes though. She had the Air Jordan 36s. They looked awesome. Like her shoe looked very, very awesome, but it was not available for sale. But she was the first. Kiki Rice did make history as the first. She made history as the first NCAA athlete with a PE with the Jordan brand, which was cool. But it was never available for sale. Carmelo says they are not bad. I don't know if I've reached that part in adulthood, but those aren't $200 shoes. I'm in. Yeah, you're gonna need something to have something more distinct. They look comfy. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that for sure. And I think I'm gonna do a review on the shoe, and so maybe that'll be my incentive to get the shoe, even though it is crazy expensive, guys. I don't even own a pair of shoes that cost me more than like. I just bought a couple of new pairs of shoes, and all of my pairs of shoes were $40 or less. So this is gonna be a very, very expensive shoe to buy. Patrice says, I hope they sell out for her. Hopefully. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think that would be really, really cool. Kyra saying there's some false narratives going around. What false narratives y'all talking about? Come on, y'all. Let's what false narratives we talking about? Let's talk facts, please. What up, Kyra? Hope you're doing well, though. Hope you're doing well. Francis says, I think she's going to come out screaming. I think you're talking about Paige Bueckers. They're saying like Paige Bueckers is going to have a really awesome start to the WNBA. I think Paige Bueckers is going to be fantastic because the thing is, Paige Bueckers can play just about any position on the court. I don't know if how much you all have paid attention to UConn basketball over the years, but Paige Bueckers, she could play the 1, she could play the 2, she could play the 3, she could even play the 4. Well, guys, she was the power forward for most of the year for UConn. And you see how far they made it, right? You see how far they made it in the tournament, right? With Paige Bueckers as your power forward. Like, she can do it all, guys. She can do it all. Neek says, "What's the A1s looking like?" I don't think I saw a I don't think they've had any leaks on what those shoes actually look like, but I am very much looking forward to those Asia A1s. I am very much excited about it. I will also be purchasing those as well, which is going to be very, very fun. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, Asia Wilson has a signature shoe with Nike. It's going to be kind of cool. She already currently has a PE with Nike. It's the Nike Cosmic Unity 3s, which look fire. They look really, really good. So I'm excited about it. I wanted to buy that shoe. I still kind of want to, but again, shoes are expensive, and I feel like I could probably make a rationale for getting a new shoe by somebody. So I'm thinking about getting the Sabrina 2s, though I checked earlier today and they were sold out. They only have the Olympic version of the shoe, which is all red. It's all red and then it's white as well. And for some reason, I don't like all red shoes. I don't like that. So I'm not gonna get those. I'm gonna wait until the regular Sabrina 2s are on sale, or not on sale, or are available in stock. I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna do a review on it. My thought is, if I can have some sort of usefulness on this channel to sort of do some sort of review or like something, maybe it'll be worth the cost. Maybe, I don't know. But that's sort of my thought process, because these shoes are crazy expensive. But I do like Asia's PE. I know that's not like her real shoe. Her real shoe is gonna be a lot different than that. But her current PE, the Cosmic Unity 3s, look pretty fire in my opinion. And I would totally buy them if I really, really had the money. But I don't think I'm going to. But the new shoes that come out now, I'm gonna try to buy those so I could do reviews on them or whatever, and hopefully I'll make it worth my while and try to recoup something from the purchase of the shoes. Alexandra says, Quita, you're about to be getting sent all those new shoes by next year. Watch. Hey, I hope so. I hope that would be awesome. That would be pretty amazing. That would be pretty amazing. Carmela says, if you review the shoe and they are comfy and they have a few more design elements, by the time they come out, I'll probably buy them. Yeah, I'll try to do a review. Michelle says $40. What you be wearing? Guys. Before I went on like a shopping spree. I bought 4 pairs of shoes, and they were all under $40. Some in the 30s, like well in the 30s, low 30s. I've been wearing Barefoot shoes for the last several years, and now that I'm starting to make videos and whatnot, I'm thinking about like, okay, well, I should probably like elevate my look, and I should probably wear regular shoes instead of these Barefoot type shoes. I personally like the shoes. I think they're very comfortable. I think they're good for your foot health because I think there's way too much cushion in regular shoes, which means that I think a lot of people end up having like foot injuries and like sprained ankles and all this other stuff because they're walking in like a cast every single day in their shoe because it's so much cushioning. Like my shoe, like my feet, my dexterity in my feet is like crazy. I could twist my ankle and be completely fine because like I've the bones in my feet and my ankle and are very very sturdy now because of the barefoot shoes, which is cool. Um, um, guys, Rena, I know. You never know what's gonna come out of my mouth. I am interested in the randomest things ever, But anyway, anyway, but I was like, okay, I need to like probably go away from those shoes and try to get like regular shoes because I haven't really worn regular shoes. Like sometimes if I like go out or whatever, I had like one pair of cool shoes. They were like my Rocco's Modern Life shoes that I would wear. I wore those like maybe 5 times a year because they were like the nicer, cooler shoes. And uh, I would wear my uh like cool Rocco's Modern Life shoes when I needed when I was like when I went to the Final Four. I wore those shoes. I was like, okay, those look cool, but they're like very heavy and it feels like it feels like my feet are in a cast because it's so much cushioning. And so right after I was done and I got home, got back right into my barefoot shoes. But anyway, I'm trying to move on to other shoes. So I bought 2 pairs of Adidas, and I bought 2 pairs of Reebok, and they were under they were under $40, which is awesome. Guys, I go to runrepeat.com, and I search by price, and I literally get the cheapest shoes. I get the cheap because guys, why I don't need to pay a lot of money. So I got some cheap Reeboks and cheap Adidas. I don't really care for the Adidas. They're kind of uncomfortable to my feet, but the Reeboks, they're very comfortable and it doesn't feel like my feet are in a cast. It feels like it's higher because my barefoot shoes are really like I was feeling the pavement. If I walked on a pebble, I felt it, and like I don't have that same feeling on these new shoes, but the Reebok ones are comfortable and it doesn't feel like it's like too much of a of a thing, but yeah. Anyway, why in the world did I just say all that? What was the purpose of anything I just said? I don't know, guys. I bought some regular shoes. I bought some regular shoes. But I really like the Reeboks. Um, it feels like very it's not the same as my it's not the same as my uh as like my barefoot shoes because those are the best. However, the Reeboks are good. They're good. I think the Adidas shoes I bought, maybe they were just too cheap. I don't know. But the Reeboks, they fit nice. I like them. Um, but most of the time I am still wearing my barefoot shoes. But now going to work, I'm now starting to wear my like Reebok shoes now. Um, Sweet Home Bama says nothing compares to Nike. I mean, prices definitely don't compare to Nike. Yeah, Nike is crazy expensive. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, we wore Nikes for basketball. I would get a pair of Nikes for basketball, and those would be my good shoes. And I wear them all for basketball, and then all my other shoes would just be whatever, So, um, BB says, "Well, Quita is definitely buying Angel shoes." Yeah, I am. I am. Because guys, the thing was, you know, I used to wear Reeboks. I used to wear Shaqs when I was a kid. Um, because Reeboks were really cheap. And I thought they were pretty comfortable. So yeah, once Angel comes out with her new shoe, I'll get it. And guys, the thing is, I'm gonna try to actually start to get these players' shoes and review them and the PEs and whatnot and review them. So all new shoes I'm gonna try to get. The older shoes, not so much, but you know. Let's see. Carmela says, drop the link for the barefoot shoes. Okay. Yeah, I got my shoes from Zero Shoes. That's their website. Again, guys, these are not comfortable shoes. If you are used to a lot of padding in your shoes, these are not it. It's a little bit of, it's about this much. It's about this much between your feet, the bottom of your foot, and the ground. All right. So if you are a person that has a lot of cushion, I actually highly recommend you get these shoes because or any sort of barefoot shoe. You could just search barefoot shoe. Just shoe with nothing. It's just the whole purpose of the shoe is to give you a little bit of protection. If you step on glass, your feet not getting cut. That's about it. It's not comfortable necessarily to start off with, but it helps to build the health of your feet. So that way, you can have a lot of dexterity in your feet. And that way, I think you're a lot less susceptible to injuries and whatnot. Because a lot of stuff comes through the feet, you know? So anyway, that's a thing. I went on this whole rabbit hole years ago about barefoot shoes, and that's what I wore all the time. And they don't look, the problem about barefoot shoes is they look ugly. That's the problem. That is the problem. But anyway, why in the world am I still talking about this barefoot shoe stuff? Anyway, moral of the story, guys, is that Paige Bueckers is getting her own PEs. They will be available for sale starting on the release date. It's proposed to be September the 12th. 2024. The shoes will go for $190. All right. So yeah. That is a thing to note, guys. I just wanted to make sure you all are aware of it. Guys, sorry for doing this random rant about shoes and specifically the shoes I wear. It's very strange, but you know. I don't know. What am I talking about, guys? We've been on here way too long, guys. And I think this must mean that I need to get off this thing. I think I've been talking way too long. I think I've been talking way too long. So let's see. Is there anything else you all want to talk about before we head on out? Kojo said, "Wait, I came into shoe recommendations." Kojo, once the stream is over, go back a little bit and you'll see how we got into this rabbit hole of a conversation. It's mainly just me blabbering my gums about whatever came to my mind, really. And because I've been doing barefoot shoes for a long time, and now I bought like regular shoes now, and so I'm trying to get used to that again. So yeah. Bobby says, "Embrace the change." Paris says, "Quita, you so goofy," and I love it. I am happy that you are entertained. I am happy that you're entertained. Oh man. I'm happy that you're entertained. Rena says like sounds like Nike Zero. Nike Zero. What's Nike Zero? I've never heard of Nike Zero. I'm gonna Google it. Let's see. No, it looks like Nike Zero is about carbon waste. I think that's what it looks like. That is. Looks like that's all about carbon waste. Not about like not about barefoot shoes. Yeah, I don't think Nike doesn't do barefoot shoes. I don't believe it's way too much cushion in Nike shoes to be barefoot. Sweet Home Bama says, "Are you not entertained?" I don't know if this is entertaining. I don't know if this is entertaining, but okay, but okay. But anyway, guys. EJ says, for run repeat, do I click on the links on the website? Yeah. So here's the thing. I go to run repeat, and I actually here I'm gonna just do this for y'all real quick. I'm gonna just do this for y'all. I'm gonna do like if I'm searching for shoes, I'm gonna show y'all how to do it on run repeat, so you can get some good deals on shoes. But I don't look for particular shoes. I just look for something cheap. All right. So you all may have different criteria. But yeah, I just look for something cheap. So let's let me show you how I okay. Bye, Carmela. All right, real quick. So you just go to runrepeat.com. You want to find a type of shoe. You just pick a shoe, pick your size. Actually, I usually go for the men's shoes because I feel like they have better colors. And then you literally just you see a lot of different brands right here. I usually just search for the lowest prices. Oh, these Reeboks went up. And then that's it. Usually I buy my shoes off of Amazon, so I just click on the link to say see on Amazon, and I get it from Amazon. But yeah, they do have some really good deals, I think. But again, I don't look for particular types of shoes. I just look for cheap shoes. So, take that as you will. But yeah, you can search for running, walking, basketball, tennis. You can search for a lot of stuff. I find the website awesome. But yeah, this is when I'm looking for shoes, I go to runrepeat.com. I started going there when I actually ran. I used to run. Did a couple marathons, by the way. But when I did, I used to buy my shoes from runrepeat.com. I would ultimately buy them on Amazon, but yeah. Regina says, I would like to see Asia's shoes. Well, we don't have her PEs just yet. But do you want to see her her we don't have her official signature shoe yet, but we have her PEs. I can show you all that. So here is Asia's shoe right here. All right, this is the Nike Cosmic Unity 3. All right, Nike Cosmic Unity 3. These shoes are straight up fire. I love them. I think they look so cool. I have not bought them, but I think they look awesome. So yeah, those are the shoes. They look pretty nice. All right, so yeah, those are shoes, guys. I think they look awesome. Maybe if I like get into some crazy sum of money, I'll buy those shoes. I want to buy them. I think they look great, but yeah, maybe I should buy them and make a video about it. Would y'all look at a video if I made it about the Asia Wilson shoes? Because I feel like if I make a video about it, maybe I can get a little bit of ad dollars to kind of somewhat level set it a little bit, the price of the shoes, maybe. But yeah, anyway. I am just rambling, so I am going to leave it at here, guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Guys, as I always say, tell somebody that they are important. Tell somebody that they matter, because they really do. You all matter. Every single person who is watching this video, you all are important. You matter, and it's up to you to it's up to you to tell other people that as well. So, guys, have a great day. Have a great rest of your night. Be awesome. And guys, until next time, I will probably talk to y'all tomorrow. Until next time, and until another random conversation, hit that like button on y'all way out. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.